Redditors age 35 plus. What's the best piece of life advice you can give to someone in their 20s? If you're a good person and you know it, don't worry about how people judge you. The good ones will find you eventually, and the confidence you have in the meantime will serve you well. Start saving money yesterday for retirement. That said, don't wait for retirement to do all the cool things you want to do before you die. Crap happens. Absolutely. Save something, however small, every payday and don't touch it. With that done, as you say, live for today knowing that tomorrow most likely will come, but don't wait to live. The Japanese have a saying, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, the second best time is now. So, a lot of your future will be shaped by what you do now. It's better to be at the bottom of a career you are interested in than halfway up the ladder and earning more in one you don't. If you find yourself just scratching out a living, at least be the best hand in the pen, and never get drunker than the boss. And if you're good at something, never do it for free. Become an expert in something. Start a financial plan, or at least put away some savings each month. You never know when you'll go through a period of unemployment or get hit by a big bill for something. Look after your teeth. Give up smoking if you smoke. Keep fit. All you have to do is a 5k run once or twice a week and it makes a difference. And never lie to your doctor. For fewer than 5 floors, take the stairs. Push-ups and sit-ups are all you'll ever need to build muscle. Buy things that last, both in terms of quality and style. There's no point getting a suit that's in style now because it will be out of style in a year. Get a dark blue suit, 3 buttons. And if you can't afford to get it tailor-made, at least go to a tailor and get him to take it in and make adjustments. That suit will last you for at least a decade. And if I can't see your shirt cuff, your jacket doesn't fit, get some decent work shoes. More times than not, you will be judged by your shoes. And never eat lunch at your desk. Never leave a job without securing your next employment. But when it's time to go, don't hesitate. Learn to cook 3 things really well. Otherwise, remember that if you aren't hungry enough to eat an apple, you aren't hungry. Never buy a car at night, and always return a borrowed car with a full tank of gas, and never ask about another person's grades, salary, or what they paid for a car. Master a second language, preferably math. Never straighten another man's tie. Never turn down a breath mint. Never cancel dinner plans by text message. Pay attention. You only get one chance to notice her new haircut. In the long run, loyalty trumps ambition every time. Keep the heck off my lawn. Wear your sunscreen. Or more broadly, take care of you, your skin, your teeth, your joints, your sexual health, etc. Invest in yourself for the long haul. Make it your mission to become financially free ASAP, not just working for yourself and not adhering to a schedule, or fearing termination, but creating passive income so that you have the time to pursue whatever passion you have to the fullest. You don't deserve to be treated like crap by the people who are supposed to love you, and it's okay to walk away from a toxic situation that is affecting your own quality of life. Learned this one the hard way. Sometimes walking away is the best thing for your health, even if the person is family. Think about children carefully. Children with special needs can happen to anyone, and parenting is forever. Try not to chase happiness. As lame as it may seem, happiness isn't about having what you want, but wanting what you have. Be grateful for what you have. Skip tobacco completely. Invest a small amount weekly or monthly without fail. You have many investment opportunities with little or no roadblocks than ever before. Never stop learning. Make friends and network as much as possible, but cut your losses on toxic people. Learn to play an instrument. Take care of your body and teeth. Too many pieces to pick just one. Start a retirement plan and stick with it. I didn't do that until later in life, and even though I have a pension plan at work that will pay well every month, that's only good as long as they are still in business. If they close the doors, no more pension plan and I'll basically have to live on social security. Everyone is winging it. Don't compare yourself with others. You only see their life from the outside. No matter how well it looks like other people are doing, we're all just winging it. You'll never figure out what you want to be when you're older, so just pick something and get good at it. Things will mostly work out okay. Don't live by other people's judgments but your own. You are the only person who will ever truly have to live with you. so don't compromise the important things. Take the trip. From my dad. What other people think of you is none of your business. Excluding toxic people. Cherish and spend time with your parents and older family members. Someday all you'll have left of them is photos and memories. Make them good. If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. Take care of your teeth. Nobody knows what they're doing. We're all winging it. Marry someone kind. Also, credit cards utilize something called a credit utilization score, meaning they look at the overall amount of credit you have and the percentage of it you actually use. A great credit utilization score is about 10%, so if you have a $1,000 credit limit they only want you to use $100 before you pay it back. It is a huge factor in determining your credit score. So if you're maxing out your credit cards every month and pay them back but your credit is still in the garbage, that's why. Tip: ask your credit cards to raise your limits but don't actually spend more than you are now. This will decrease your credit utilization percentage and get you a much better score. Just pay them off entirely every month and your credit will be fine. I've never carried any balance and have 800 plus credit score. Don't go to college unless you are going for law, medicine, teaching, engineering, etc. something lucrative and that your loans can be written off. You can pay them off in under 5 years. I am studying math and your comment scares me. Pay extra money for quality items that separate you from the ground like shoes, mattresses, including sheets, pillows, blankets, tires, couches, lounge chairs, etc. Also, protect your hearing because you can't ever get it back. Don't sweat that you don't have it all, or even some of it, figured out. Your 20s is the very beginning of your adult life. It's the training wheel stage. You are supposed to not know your work, money, career, friends, love, family. You have decades ahead of you to figure that out. You can't expect to know it right out of the gate. Figuring out how to do all that adult stuff is the same as reaching your milestones as a child. Everyone does it on their own timeline and does things in a different order. Some kids talk early and walk late. It's the same thing. But it's easy to see your peers around you who are reaching the early milestones and think they have it all together. But they don't. Each in their own time. Plus, there is a lot of faking it till you make it around. People talk a big game, but don't really know it all. And that's fine. 2. Don't get put off by all this talk that nobody ever figures anything out and being an adult is just a big mess of misery and not knowing what's going on. You will get better at the skills you need. The problems and responsibilities will get bigger, but you will have far better tools and capabilities. Competency at anything takes time. Be patient. Oddly, many people really romanticize the time they didn't know what they were doing with their life because they miss the time when they felt so much was possible. Try to enjoy that sense of possibilities, which only happens before you make those big decisions you are so anxious to be able to make. If you don't know how to cook, start learning. Cooking will save you money and keep you eating healthier. Don't be afraid to take risk. Thinking of moving to another state for better opportunities? Do it. Start being social in person. The pandemic has a lot of us working from home. Get out of the house and experience life. Things are going to happen you don't expect and will seem disastrous at that point in time. You will be okay. It won't feel like it at the time, but you'll eventually look back on it with pride that you got through it. You don't need 100 friends. Quality over quantity here. Lastly, learn to love yourself. The person you are at 18 won't be the same person you are at 25, and that person will be different at 30. Not everyone is going to like you. The petty high school crap carries over into adulthood for some. See it for what it is and move on. Start a Roth IRA account ASAP, even if you have to make payments into it to get to the minimum balance. Having money grow tax-free is a game changer. Take care of yourself. Watch what you put in your mouth, what comes out, what you let in your thoughts, and the people you hang around with. Don't burn bridges. I know being anti-work is the new trendy thing, but the problem is you never know if person conducting the interview for your dream job is talking with your former acquaintances. I would suggest that if you wanna quit your job, write a resignation letter, give a copy to your boss and another one to HR, and calmly explain why are you leaving. It's not mandatory to stay for 2 weeks after you resign, but is customary. If you are leaving because you can't work with your immediate supervisor, let HR or any other higher up know the reason why are you leaving, and that you appreciate the time you work with them even if it's not true, and that you wish things have ended differently. Usually when new employers need references, they call HR, not your supervisor. Cars are a waste of money. Buy a practical, reliable, cheap car and do not waste money on tricking it out. You are your own boss and you decide what makes you happy. Don't waste any time trying to fit into someone else's idea of you. Be yourself. When you don't know what to do with your life, pick a direction and go. Any direction is better than floating around or treading water. Commit yourself to a lifetime of learning, and no matter what you do, it will have value for the rest of your life. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Listen to that little voice. If you have a really tight group of friends, keep them close. Don't let petty arguments tear you guys apart. Don't feel embarrassed to them how you feel. As you get older, you start to appreciate the bond you have with everyone. Save 10% of every paycheck. Enroll in your company's 401k and max out their contribution. It is kinda crazy how fast money saves up and how fast it spends when you need it. Get healthy and find a hobby. Don't trust old farts, or any people for that matter. Listen to what they have to say, and if it sounds good, somehow verify that they are actually truthful. Only after that pursue whatever their advice was. There's a lot of crappy people out there. If you come from a good middle class home where you can trust people without questions, you're not prepared for the sheer quantity of shitheads in the world. Most everyone is out to get you, in one way or another. 30 still isn't too old to leave your SO. Don't let some biological imperative or bull's social construct of a timeline keep you in a relationship that's toxic. Don't pretend that life ends at 30 or some dumb crap. My 30s were much more fun than my 20s, and my 40s are poised to dethrone them both. You don't really feel much different mentally as you age. Most of us feel perpetually 22 for the rest of our lives. When you move into a rental, document everything. Write absolutely everything down on the entry report and photograph everything in detail. Real estate agents work for the landlord, and when you leave will try their utmost to claim as much of your bond to repair things so the landlords won't have to spend money. Never trust anyone who works in real estate. Find the true veterans, the crusty ones that have been doing it forever, and see how they do it. Don't waste your time dancing for management. They don't usually actually know what is going on. I call it the rule of 25 inches. If you're 18-24 years old and don't have any clue what you wanna do with yourself or where your life is headed, that's actually more normal than not. Half the people I know who chose a career at that age seem to regret it, even the successful ones. But if you're 25-26 years old and are still just aimlessly drifting through life, there should be some yellow flags being thrown up. I'm not saying at midnight on the last day of being 24 you need to make a plan, but you should start considering what it is you want to do. Even if it's just, well, this is something I won't hate but pays a lot better than what I make now, then do that. Whether it's a degree, a trade or a business, whatever, just do something. Cause I will tell you this from experience, it freaking sucks being 30+ years old and barely making more than when you first started working. I think my very first real job I made $8 an hour, and when I was 31 I was in a shop making $12 an hour. Adjusted for inflation I made about $1 more an hour in 13 years. That crap was depressing. If you're late teens, early 20s and haven't figured it out, that's kinda normal. If you're late 20s and still haven't figured out, get your crap together. Slow down. Enjoy this stage of life. Don't be in a rush for the next stage. Do the things. Take care of yourself. Have sex only with protection. Save some money for small emergencies at least. Tire flats, etc. People have talked about saving money for years, but for some reason most of us just burn everything in our 20s when we get it. Budgeting really is pretty darn important. Don't be afraid to be bad at something. It is the necessary precursor to being good and cannot be delayed but only postponed. And the conditions are always impossible anyway. So don't spend time and effort getting good at something you don't want to do. There is never a right time for things. Take that vacation. Go on the trip. Buy the thing. so long as it's financially feasible. It's really easy to think you'll do it next year or you'll do it in a few years, but there is never a good time. Things are always busy. I've heard a lot of regrets from people who didn't live life and always put it off. I've lost friends early and there is never a right or good time. Make time. Start investing. Boring index funds. Now you can make the most of your years compounding. Doesn't have to be much if you start young. I'm 13, but let me give you some advice my mom and dad told me: get more income streams than just your job, such as stocks or other things like that. Then if you get fired or the stock market crashes, you still have income. If you're in a bad mood or an emo phase or something, smile when taking family pictures, and make sure to take family pictures. You'll regret not having a good photo of you and your grandparents' parents. Enjoy yourself, but also take care of yourself, mentally and physically. I personally don't regret partying. I had some great times, but there is kinda a time and place for all that. If you're not already really sure about what you want to do, then try out stuff. Try out different jobs. Find your passion. You'll be doing it for a long time. But it's also never too late to change your mind. Save money. Really. Save as much as you possibly can. Try not to touch it. There will come a point where you'll need it. Then you'll be thankful. Even if it means not going out for drinks than one weekend or not getting those really fancy shoes. Make friends. Stay in touch with them. It gets a lot harder to meet people, at least in my experience. If high school sucked and you coasted through on bad grades but you regret that now, try again. You still have loads of time to improve your grades and get into college, university, etc. Start a private pension and get investing. Hopefully, you'll love your job, but if you're like most normal people, you'll basically just tolerate it at best. Investing will let you retire early. Don't be penny smart and pound foolish. Imagine someone refusing to spend money on car maintenance because they're saving money only to spend 5x that much when their car breaks down for lack of maintenance. I always felt that went along well with an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. The true value in the things you buy isn't in the cost, it's in their effectiveness and how long they last. My grandparents never understood this. Stay in shape. Your health is everything. Save and plan for the future. Cultivate and make an effort for a few lasting friendships. Travel and go on adventures. Take care of your smile. Be present when you are with those you love. Meditate. Drink water. Always invest in yourself. Stay flexible. Strive to stay debt free. Journal. Be prepared to change careers. Get outside as much as you can. Forgive not because they deserve forgiveness but because you deserve peace. Others will always remember how you make them feel. Hoard time, not stuff. Live within your means. Be kind to people working in customer service, the service industry. Vote. Wear shoes with good support. You can't choose your family but you can choose your teachers. Call your parents. Use all your vacation time and sick days. Always be open to learning. Make time for things you enjoy. Get hobbies. Stop comparing yourself to others. Always say thank you. Wear sunscreen. Moisturize. Prioritize work-life balance. It's okay to fail. Try and learn from it. Don't take advice from anyone you wouldn't trade places with. Don't be in a shat. Forgive yourself. Drink water. Wear sunscreen. Did I mention drinking water? Lift with your knees, not your back. If you're getting blackout drunk, stop drinking. If you're getting very drunk, cut the heck down. And if you can't, so drinking. Substance abuse problems are a lot easier to tackle if you do it early and drink water. Do not put off for tomorrow what could be done today. In your career, life and business, favor activity above all and have a strong bias towards action. I have many times seen that the more you delay something, the harder it gets later. If you have a project you are working on at work or in your business, attempt to beat the deadlines. If you delay, by coincidence, you will find many barriers to achieving it. These can be unrelated, such as you or others getting sick, a client getting an issue that forces them to postpone a meeting, etc. However, if you do things earlier, you are more likely to succeed. This doesn't include abusive toxic family, For those who have family, appreciate the people who love you, even if they are full of BS sometimes. The hardest lesson when you get older is that parents and grandparents won't be around forever. You miss them every day when they're gone. They live too long, the payday just isn't worth it. They knew that. Would have treated you better if they didn't. Couple of things. 1. Post-secondary education is important if you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. It doesn't matter if you go into a trade school, college, university, or some other form post-secondary education. Your older self will appreciate it. 2. Save money. You don't need that fancy piece of clothing, accessory, or the newest phone. If you take care of the things you own, they will last. 3. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Work on both and you will enjoy your future. 4. Be good to those who are good to you. If they use you or make you feel used, unappreciated for your efforts, walk away and don't feel bad about it. This goes for friends, family, work, etc. 5. Make sure to have some fun. None of us are getting out of here alive. I'm 33, but if your new SOS friends or relatives tell you to break up with them, listen. They know how their friend is and are trying to stop you from making a huge mistake. Think of how you would advise a person dating the toxic person in your group, and see that in them in that moment. Protect your heart and know that if you're young, you're not mature. They're immature. They're not down on their luck. That's just how they are. And probably the reason they're after you and single. If they cheat with you, they will cheat on you. And how they talk about their ex is how they will eventually talk about you. Google, love bombing, and future faking. Relationships ruin lives, so please take care of yourself. Compound interest. Understand it. The difference between someone having $1 million and 100,000 could be that the other person started investing 10 years earlier. At 7% return on investment, the sum doubles every 10 years. If you made 10% return each year, it makes a huge difference in the long run. See Rule 72. Make money work for you. Even a small saving makes a difference on a long timeline. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.